comrades, to lead comes with responsibility. I was very happy when a mayor of the EFF was removed here in Northwest. But there is a motion of no confidence against the mayor. And Sheikhs wrote a letter to us and said we must go to court to oppose because the mayor was not removed properly. I said whether removed properly or not, that one, they must just remove. I don't have a problem. One, the mayor will only be seen on Friday and will never be seen anywhere until Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. And you want to be the first mayor of the EFF who doesn't appreciate that being a leader comes with responsibility and a lot of compromises. Today, you could be home with your children. You could have even taken them to the Lion Park or wherever. You had to compromise those things because you are a leader. As a delegate, you are a leader. There are some delegates who are not here, who were given a responsibility to come here, but they looked at the EFF and looked at other things that are so nicer than this meeting, and they chose those nice things over what is happening here. You said, under any other circumstances, I've been asked to go and represent my organization. Therefore, I'm going to compromise my weekend, including Sunday, to be with the organization. That is when you become a leader. The ability to compromise certain things. So, you can't be a mayor and be a drunkard. You can't be a councillor and be a drunkard. You can't be a member of legislature or parliament and be a drunkard. You must lead by example, not only to us, but to society. So, being a drunkard does not mean you must not drink alcohol. It means that when you become tipsy, you now know it's time to leave. The mayor cannot be carried this side and this side to the car. That is when you become an irresponsible leader in society. Remember that when you become a councillor, you are not an EFF councillor. You are a Matlosana councillor. So meaning all the people of Matlosana look at you as their representatives. That's why you are called public representatives. So you must represent all our people, especially those who are not supporting you to become a leader in that community. Some councillors get very angry and say, no, these people did not vote for us. Now they want help from us. We must go and help them. Because we are doctors of society. When society is sick, we must provide the proper diagnosis and provide proper medication to heal society. So you can't be angry at society for being sick. The society is sick because it's keeping on electing the ANC. That doesn't give them toilets. Why do you become angry with them? Continue to serve them until the day they see the light. And through your service as leadership, they will always see that this organization is what we have been waiting for all along. You can't get angry at communities for not electing you. Because politics take time. People take forever to warm up to new ideas. You see, these plastic bags that you carry when you buy grocery. The shop called Checkers was the first one to provide the plastic bags. That's why that plastic bag is called Checkers. Even if ShopRite gives them the plastic bags, return ShopRite, but Checkers. Because it will forever be Checkers until there is a proper contestation and you rebrand that plastic bag. The same thing with toothpaste. All of it, Aquafresh, whatever, is Colgate. So it will take forever if we don't contest the space for people to know that politics do not mean or is not a synonym for the ANC. Because people, when they see politics, they see the ANC. That's why when they see the IEC, which is coming to help them to remove the ANC, they say, no, the ANC brought this IEC here. They banned the tent of the IEC. Because everything political is the ANC. Why? There is no contestation on the ground of the idea that politics is not the ANC. ANC is a political party within politics, and there are other alternative political parties, like the EFF, which can become an alternative government here in Northwest. You ought to conscientize society, because a Leninist organization will never prevail without a conscientized society. You must make sure society is conscientized, is politicized, and out of that, society will know what is the right party for the working class. And the working class does not mean people who are working. The working class means those who do not own the means of production, those who do not own the land, those who do not own the banks, those who do not own the monopoly industries, and those who do not own these days all of the financial sector. Those people are the working class. The working class include the unemployed, because those unemployed people are workers without jobs. It doesn't mean they are not workers. They are unemployed workers. And therefore our approach to them should be that this is the working class that seek to be conscientized by the leadership of the EFF. You can only conscientize society if you make politics fashionable in your branch, and every time the BCT meet, it doesn't go away without having discussed a political topic. Many of you, when you meet, you talk about a PR councillor. That's your job throughout. You always want to point at the wrongs of the PR councillor as if our branch exists for a PR councillor. We must discuss politics so that when we go to our people, we conscientize them politically. Today, you are fighting with Zimbabweans. You are all fighting to be Negroes. You are fighting to work for a white man. You are not fighting for the land. All of you joined forces together against Zimbabweans. What's wrong? No, they are taking our jobs. Why? Because you want to be workers. You don't want to be the owners of strategic sectors of the economy. All you're fighting for is jobs. Who's going to give you these jobs? It's a white man. You are all now fighting to work for a white man. And you are proud to fight, to work for a white man. Why should you fight people for jobs? We should fight people for the land, and that we want our land, because with our land we will not be workers, we will be the owners of the land, and we will produce for ourselves and for all. We're not fighting for the mines. We're not fighting. We never said, Zimbabweans are all over here. They are owning the banks. We South Africans don't own the banks. No one is saying that. Oh, Dudula, what's wrong? They are taking our jobs. And you think you have made a very powerful political statement by saying they are taking jobs. Okay, jobs. Who owns the jobs? You are to work for us. In the EFF, we are not fighting to work for us. That job is a transition towards the ownership of the strategic means of our economy. We do not want to work for the white man. If anything, the white man must work for us, because we are the rightful owners of the land. We must dream big. Any of you here who says that the Zimbabweans are taking jobs from you, you are a small dreamer, and we have no time for small dreamers. We are the big dreamers, and the big dreamers dreams about owning the land, the natural and mineral resources of South Africa and the whole African continent, because there will never be economic freedom selectively to South Africa alone. That's why Mugabe failed on the land question, because when he took the land, they ran to South Africa. When they arrived here, we should have also taken the land. When they run to Mozambique, they take the land. Anywhere they go, they must find Africans standing together and saying, no white man is going to own the land here unless under our terms. There can never be an isolated socialism, exclusive for a particular country. Even China alone and Cuba, they will not succeed in Venezuela if the world over doesn't come together to collapse this big animal called capitalism. It's so huge, so much that it needs the world to come together to defeat this animal called capitalism. So, you will not do that in society because you don't debate politics and you can't defend the position of the EFF when it comes to foreigners, because you don't understand it. You have never given yourself time to discuss it amongst yourself. When we were putting the Zulu king, there were Zulus from Zambia, there were Zulus from Zimbabwe, there were Zulus from many other African countries who came to KZN to honor the coronation of the king. Now, all these xenophobic people didn't know that there are actually Zulus in Zambia who left here to Zambia. So, when you look at that in totality, you actually come to realize that we are actually one thing. We are one people. Why are the white people not complaining about Zimbabweans and then instigating us against Zimbabweans? It's because blacks must forever fight amongst themselves. The unity of black people is a threat to white men. That's why I was happy to see the EFF giving message of support in a conference of the PAC. And I was like, this is what we need. That black people who represent Pan-Africanism and progressive left must always embrace each other's existence. And the left of South Africa must come together against these right-wingers who are ruling our country. Without the unity of the left, we will never defeat our enemy, which is white monopoly capital that controls everything that we are using. There is no one here today who didn't wake up and not use a product of Johan Rupert. All of us here, whether you used a toothpaste or a soap or anything, roll on, lotion, Rupert. He owns all of that. How do we have one family owning all the shelves in South Africa? All the shelves owned by one family. How do we have one family owning the whole of Southern Africa called the Oppenheimers? Remember, Cecil John Rhodes is the one who discovered these minerals. And the Oppenheimers are direct relatives of Cecil John Rhodes. The Oppenheimers are the ones who formed the South African Parliament. The Oppenheimers were members of Parliament when it was formed, when it started. They are the ones who designed the political system of South Africa. That's why they control it. When there is a party called the EFF and they've got no control over it, they say pass a law that says all political parties must disclose who gives them money, so that whoever gives the EFF money, SARS can go after that person, the Hawks can go after that person, everybody can go after that person and destroy that person, so that that person doesn't give the EFF money. And they give the ANC money, the DA money, openly. They even disclose. No one can go after them. But the people who can give EFF money are small business people who can't deserve to be attacked by anyone. As a result, they all shy away and stay away from the EFF. The EFF doesn't have money. It contests against political parties that are given 20 million, 15 million, 5 million by the same family. And no one sees nothing wrong with that. But the only people who give political parties money here is the Oppenheimers, and they are not giving the EFF. It's not, we don't want their money. They do that because they hope the EFF without money, it will die. And then once it's dead, we are back to controlling the politics of South Africa. There must be two political parties in South Africa. DA, that is controlled by the lady of the Oppenheimers, is the responsibility of that lady to control the DA. Then the ANC is controlled by, is it Nick, the male Oppenheimer, is the one who takes care. The whole family takes care of the two parties because it tells them what needs to happen. The DA was formed by the Oppenheimers. Action SA was formed by the Oppenheimers. Mampela was formed by the Oppenheimers, who told them to go and kiss Helen Zille. And then the party died after that terrible kiss. The political system in South Africa is controlled by the Oppenheimers And any party that is not in compliance with what they want, they go and attack that particular political party. There's an online paper called Daily Maverick. It was formed by the Oppenheimers. All the mainstream media is owned either by the Ruberts or the Oppenheimers. That's why when you read a newspaper without a political consciousness and without a deeper understanding of Marxist theory of dialectical materialism, which equips you with proper tools of analysis, you will never understand why the papers write the way they write. We don't say you must not read the papers, but you must read the papers with a clear consciousness so that you don't easily get misled by the papers. So when the EFF says Ramaphosa must go, you must know that the EFF has declared war against the favorite of white monopoly capital. Ramaphosa is the most loved man. I've never seen a man who's loved like that by white people. He steals money, put it in the mattress, put it in the sofas, put it in the pillows. They see nothing wrong with that. They actually try to explain to us why we must accept that money can be kept in a mattress. Imagine if that money of mattress was found in Malema's house. What was going to be the story today? We are being coerced into accepting crime and unethical conduct because it's committed by their favorites. Crime is crime. Let it not I jumped in the room with your eye, my brother. He jumped in there. What's on Diabla. So, I roll like a spade in the water. Le code, let's walk a moral. Return the code, Sinigan moral. But some moral, look at the bag. You must not be concerned about that. Justifying crime. The deputy president of the EFF writes to the Reserve Bank and says any foreign currency that enters South Africa must go through the Reserve Bank. Do you know this money of Ramaphosa? The Reserve Bank comes back to us and says, we don't know about the money. We wrote to the president to ask to explain how did this money enter South Africa. It's already confirmed that the Reserve Bank did not know. You bring money, foreign currency into South Africa without declaring it to the Reserve Bank. You have violated the laws of South Africa, and therefore you do not qualify to be a president who must make sure that you preside over the same laws. You say to us, follow these laws. But you don't follow them. That is our biggest problem with Ramaphosa. You cannot go and torture a woman, domestic worker, kidnap her, torture her, take a police chopper to Namibia without a police case. Take the police of South Africa into a foreign land without a police case. But when the women of South Africa have been beaten by their husbands and they call a police station, come and help me, but come and open the case. Before we send a van, come and open the case and wait for the case number, then call us. He takes everything because he is above the law. So we cannot have anyone who's above the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. All of us are a subject of the Constitution. And therefore, there is nothing special. Leranko, he must be treated the same as everybody else in South Africa. To a point where public protector refuses to release her report. The law says on matters of that nature on the president, public protector must investigate and within 30 days must release a report. Public protector after 30 days comes and says, I'm not ready with the report. That is not what the law says. It doesn't say after 30 days, come and tell us the status of readiness. It says come and give us a report. If you are not ready, public protector, give us the portions where you are ready and say this is part where I finished, I'm still to come with the second part of the report. But there should be a report within 30 days. Today, we are more than 80 days without a report from the public protector. Today, we are more than 80 days since the case has been opened against Ramaphosa at the police station. The NPA has never said they're investigating or not. The Hawks have never said they're investigating or not. All institutions of the state have been collapsed to protect one man. All of them are useless now. They keep us busy with unnecessary things that they are going to take in account of Zuma. We are not interested. Whether they are taking or not, that's none of our business. It's his personal loan. Let him pay it there. Don't tell us. We want to know whether the Hawks are after this man or not. Because a case has been opened. But what killed me the most is when he comes to Parliament and say, I can't answer this question because I've answered to other institutions, but not you. By law, the only place where he answers to is Parliament. Where he's supposed to answer, he says, I can't answer, but I answered other people who are not by law forced to get answers from him. The place where he must answer, he says, I can't answer. And then the ANC fools follow each other one by one. Yes, answer. Yeah, leave him alone. Yes, answer. What is the answer? He has not answered. He responded by saying, I will not answer because I answered somewhere else. That's not an answer, it's a response. An answer is details. Did you have money in the mattress? Did they steal your money at the Palala? In Palapala? And then these other houses of yours, are you also putting the monies? Because he's got a house in Sanders, he's got a house in Cape Town, he's got a house in Mpumalanga. There, we haven't seen the mattresses there. We only saw Palapala mattresses. So, it means all these beds in Mpumalanga, in Cape Town, in Sanders, in Kamara mattress. So, yes, because we asked him, okay, because Palapala we found the money in the mattress, what about other houses? Are you also keeping money there in the mattresses? We need answers. And we are going to get answers. Because the man has got no answer. The money was brought illegal. It was an illegal money. Now they are trying to tell us the amount. No, it's not this amount, it's that amount. You don't have to know how much was stolen. You just go to those criminals. Their stories was in the paper. This one bought properties of this much, this one spent this much, and then you put all of those monies together. You will have an idea how much was stolen there. And if he lies and says those criminals stole 70,000, the criminals are still alive. They will come back and say, no, we stole $40 million inside this house. So fighters, we must cleanse our society of this rotten leadership of the ANC. And not only the leadership, the whole of the ANC is rotten to the bone marrow, and therefore you will never fix the ANC. They asked me a question, between Ramaphosa and Paul Mashatile, which one will you think you can work with as the EFF? You are giving me two devils, two. I must choose one. I choose the lesser devil. But Malema says he wants Mashatile. I want nothing Mashatile. You are giving me two names. Or which one is better? These things are worse. But there's always a lesser guy. Ogari now. Karwongwe Hulu has demonstrated with Aramat So, in the same interview, I say, but Mashatile, Ramaphosa, which one do you prefer? I say, I prefer EFF. But no, we understand that. But on this one, the scenario, then I say the lesser devil. For us to get to where we're going, fighters, we're going to have to kiss a lot of frogs on the way for us to arrive where we are. Sometimes you'll have to climb on top of a crocodile with the meat on the stick and put in front of a crocodile. As it chases the meat, is delivering you to the destination where you want to go. So, as we make tactical moves, you must never think the leadership has abandoned the strategic objective of the EFF. There is always strategy and tactics. The strategy is where you want to get. The tactics is what you use to get there. And as a result, at times, we're going to have to take longer routes because the shorter routes may be very problematic. So when we say here, vote DA, leave DA, let's go decide ANC, we're trying to maneuver this thing because we don't have numbers. So we must use what we have to arrive where we want to arrive. 1 million members of the EFF are going to be reached. There's only one region here that got one, that met the target. Dr. Ruth is the only region that has reached the target of 1 million. I was very disappointed with Bujanala because I thought it was going to be the first one, because Bujanala has always been the base and the home of the EFF. Baragman Chairperson of Bujanala. PK. Disappointment, Yamatomoko, which all lose our what? Annual PK are our target in Bujanala. What you want to get a mammo, get a address about, keep like for example, PK, the way Nalamutago, Jana, PK, but Bamorata Ampio, how contest you already, Baba Nyagam PK, raise your hands, Abba Emismato, they just sing the whole hall, PK. That's how much these guys love. But PK will do what? Now PK can give us what we want. I thought we were going to struggle in Mafikeng, what's the name of the region? We went to struggle in Ngaka because we have always had difficulties in Ngaka, organizational. So that's why you would expect that, okay, once you have exhausted all the regions, we'll refocus the organization into Ngaka and reinforce Ngaka to get the numbers that were required. Why 1 million members? Those are 1 million foot soldiers of the EFF. This year, we recruit them. Next year, we workshop all of them in public political education. We put them under one roof. We politicize them. In 2024, you unleash 1 million soldiers on the ground and say, go and fight for the people of the EFF. So you must understand it in that context. But I'm here now that you are in your conference because you are refusing to recruit more. So Koram is the outside politics. When we live here, we are going to leave no stone unturned. Every house, every street, every school, every hospital, every mine, everywhere else, where our people are found in the shop floors, we are going to recruit them to join the EFF. There is no ANC in Northwest. I told you many times, you are contesting against the ghosts and you are defeated by the ghosts because the ANC is not dying in Northwest. It's dead, completely dead. That's why we could get a mayor with ease, working with the same people of the ANC, and then we still call that thing an organization that goes and vote with an opposition. How many mayors have we removed here, the speakers, working with ANC people? Why? There is no longer organization. What is organization? Organization is discipline. Once the members are not disciplined, you must know the organization is finished. No EFF member can vote with opposition party without the EFF mandate to do so. Let that person cry. He will know or she will know what is the EFF. Here, our survival is through discipline. Whether we like the decision or we don't like it, it comes from above. And above does not mean abuse. Members must be listened to. Before above takes a decision, it must listen to the ground first. And after consulting and listening to the ground forces, then it takes a decision. As long as members are listened to, even if you take a decision they don't like, they are happy the leadership came down to listen to us. That's all we want as members of the organization. Not some people who want to behave like they are kings. They are in charge and no one can tell them anything. We don't want such leaders in the EFF. We have to listen to our members. So fighters, let's go and rescue the people of Northwest. They are in a desperate need. They are looking for you. Everywhere you go, they receive you with both hands because they see their hope in the beret of the EFF. When you wear that beret, you must know that you are wearing the hope of the hopeless masses of our people. The children that sleep without food, when they see that beret, they are like, when I grow up, I want to vote for this beret. Because they see the hope in that beret. Even when you destroy the EFF and plot to kill it internally, you must know that they are young kids who have not eaten. who always see the red beret and say, when my turn comes, I'm going to vote for that red beret. But when their turn comes, the red beret will not be there, because you destroyed it out of uncontrollable ambition for power. And you forget the masses of our people. 44% of our people are unemployed. Our people do not have land. Our people, cost of living is too high in South Africa. They are looking to this conference to provide permanent, sustainable solutions to challenges confronting the people of Northwest. They are not looking for you. They don't care whether you lead the EFF or not. As long as the EFF is there and it has got solutions, we're happy. So defend this organization with everything you have. Defend this. There's nothing more. Yesterday, Ramaphosa went to Mpumalanga, are dispatching petrol potholes. When you check, there is no road. Because our people are taken for granted. Why? There is no one who stands up for our people. Where is the EFF in Mpumalanga where Ramaphosa went to patch a non-existing pothole? Because the EFF should have been there and said, you can't patch any pothole here. There's no pothole here. We don't have roads. You leave the man to go and do as he wish with our people and claim to be on the ground. The ANC and Ramaphosa and everybody else who represent the ANC must be taken on toe for toe everywhere else they go to take advantage of our people. Nothing stops you from standing on the sides of the roads with the placards and remind him that you promised us jobs, and since you became a president, more than 1 million people lost jobs. Only those who are not scared of the crown. There's no ANC member who has got the right to remove you from protesting when the state president comes. Because that's where we belong, to the picket lines. We don't belong to the palace politics. We are a protest movement. And we call ourselves that, but you must ask yourself the question, when last were you in a protest if you call yourself a protest movement? So a protest movement means that government must be taken toe for toe. I was very happy with the fighters there in Gauteng when Operation Tutula went to stop people from entering the hospitals. They arrived there and defended our people against Operation Tutula, that no one is going to stop a patient. Whether Zimbabwean or Nigerian, we don't care. This person is sick and must be helped, and is sick in our country and is not going to die in our country. Our country saves life, does not kill people. How dare you allow a Limpopo Popi to go to a sick bed, to a dead bed, and tell a patient the nonsense you are telling a patient? And you still have it going into public places unchallenged by the EFF. Such an MEC who doesn't even see anything wrong with talking to a person who's on a dead bed. The nonsense she was talking. She has taken an oath that they will never take politics to bed, to the sick bed. That's why their office is there. Those patients must be given hope. She's waiting on a bed for a surgery. She says, Poppy says to her, You're wasting my resources here. You're going to be helped here with my resources. A sick woman on a bed being insulted by another woman. The Zimbabwean woman who's sick on a dead bed, she says, I'm grateful. Don't tell me you're grateful. Don't tell me. I'm
EFF leader Julius Malema closing off the Provincial People's Assembly in Klerksdorp, where new leadership was elected yesterday. And we come out of that now to take you live to...
And then she calls herself a doctor. She calls herself a leader who says to the most humble person, a person who can die at any time, says, don't tell me you're humble. We've lost our humanity. This Ubuntu that they talk about, then they preach when it favors them. Such an MEC should not see the following day as an MEC. Her job is not to pay people. Her job is to heal people and give people hope. That's her responsibility. She must know that all those Zimbabweans who are going to be denied access into hospitals and they die, their blood are on her hands. She has instigated the killing of our African brothers and sisters. What type of a mother is Poppy, who sees another woman and does not see herself immediately in that woman? What happened to women unity in action? So, those people who say, I'm humble, they're waiting for you. The EFF, when it went to stop Operation Tutula, they stopped a vendor-speaking woman from entering a hospital, and they said she was a Zimbabwean. A South African, a vendor like Poppy, was denied access into hospital because of Poppy, who said Zimbabweans must not be treated in South Africa. Zimbabweans means darker-skinned people according to these people. When you are darker, please be very careful when you go to public hospitals, because you are likely to be denied access. And they say you are a Zimbabwean, you are a Mozambican. I want against these xenophobic people that when they are done with Zimbabweans and foreigners, they are coming to you. Even in other words, Ramo Northwest. I go back to Botswana. Shakespeare now was the whole chapters and what is this thing that you do as public representative visiting? Oversight. But you see, Zimbabweans have even taken over, they are doing oversight here. Referring to the chairperson. So we must stop it before it arrives to us. We must stop it before it arrives to your sister, to your mother, to your children. And this nonsense ought to be stopped. And if we are going to lose votes because we are saving life, let's lose votes and save life, because ours is about saving lives of our people. We are here as a party, not for power. We are here to save life and better the lives of our people. Anything that gives our people comfort, we are with them. I told them many times that I will never stand at a fence in Musina where Zimbabweans are crossing with sick babies and say, go back. You don't have this, go back. I'm going for clinic in South Africa. There are no clinics in Zimbabwe. I'm not coming to stay. I'm taking the child to the clinic. I'm going back. A father of 3 children who knows the pain of looking at your sick child. When your child is sick, you feel like you can take that pain and carry it yourself. I must go and stop that woman from entering South Africa when I know the pain as a parent of that woman. Because I want votes, you can keep your votes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, President Siyabulela Ngomkhombandlela. Let's now once more welcome the keynote address by the President and thank him for that. So we are going to continue with the program, because earlier on we have indicated that the President oversees the entire country, the continental affairs.
Let them see want to take a picture
The continental affairs, and we will release him. Now we are going to ask for a very powerful song. So, Mayor of Dr. Ruth, you need to redeem yourself.
Bring a little mic.
Mayor of Dr. Ruth.
Where's water? Water.
Redeem yourself, please. We need a very, very powerful song. A revolutionary song.
I'll sing.
And